things. Pretty Gucci. I'm excited. I love that guy. He's always a good time. Yo, Kid Rock. I saw this really funny meme. I even brought it up. Kid Rock makes music for people who know the exact legal amount of Sudafed you're allowed to buy at Walgreens. That's the That's the meme. Look, I have I like Kid Rock. I used to like Kid Rock a lot when his first like breakout album came out. But since then, like that thing he did with Sheryl Crow is kind of cool. I don't really care about the Sweet Home Alabama song. That song is kind of stupid. And other than that, I'm just like but he's just so trashy. But what I do respect about him is that his ability to talk shit and not giving a fuck. I like that. I like that people when they own their shit. Of course, you should apologize if you say something absolutely just ridiculous and stupid. But I think that you should also own the shit that you believe. So if you're gonna say it, sometimes you misspeak. That's fine. Misspeak. People misspeak all the time, and maybe it comes out wrong or it comes out cringy or it comes out wonky. But I love Kid Rock because he just owns what he says, and whether you agree with him or not. So I'm just into that. He's a real redneck American trailer trash kind of guy. He's proud of it. It's part of what made him successful. Also, he grew up in a very affluent part of Michigan. He grew up in a pretty upper middle class family, which is very interesting to me that he claims this white trash redneck stuff, even though he came up pretty. Let's see, Kid Rock grew up rich. Is that right? Ritchie grew up the son of a millionaire, William Bill Ritchie, who owned several lucrative car dealerships, and Susan Ritchie, who instilled in Rock the spirit of philanthropy. They raised Rock, who once claimed to be straight out the trailer, on 6 well-groomed acres. Kid Rock, who slut shamed Taylor Swift. And he's from Michigan, which is not in the South, by the way. Michigan is not in the South, but he found a niche and he found his way in. And I'm not going to talk too much shit about him. There you go. This is the property he grew up on, apparently. So that's pretty nice, right? That don't seem like too trailer trashy to me. He slut shamed. How long ago was that? How long ago was he slut shaming? Wow, not quite what I was envisioning. No, he was definitely grew up rich. He definitely grew up rich. When was this? When did he slut shame? So this was back in 2019. Friday morning and Living Fedora catalog. Shut up. That's funny. They're coming for him. The Confederate flag brandishing rapper who randomly accused Taylor Swift of sleeping her way to the top of Hollywood has been living a lie. So this is a slam piece. Friday morning, and this is 2019 in August. Friday morning country rapper and Living Fedora catalog Kid Rock took a break from selling golf apparel to tweet about Taylor Swift wanting to be in the movies and sucking doorknobs. Taylor Swift wants to be a Democrat because she wants to be in movies, period. Rock wrote, and it looks like she will suck the doorknob off of Hollywood to get there. Oldest move in the book. Good luck, girl. Kid Rock. The digital grunt came a day after Swift addressed her long-held and often criticized political silence for the first time. Swift, who appears to be on the cover of Vogue's September issue, told an interviewer that she'd withheld her political endorsement in 2016 not because of her significant conservative and alt-right leaning fan base, but because then candidate Trump had weaponized the idea of celebrity endorsement. He was going around saying, "I'm a man of the people. I'm for you. I care about you," Swift said. "I just knew I wasn't going to help." So he sucked the door. Yeah, that's pretty good, right, Bon? Kid Rock's always good for a chuckle. So he's very right. He's very right leaning. And he's made his money off of being the trashy trailer trash dude. But like It's like when rappers who rap about murder and killing and robbing and shit, and they grew up in a very nice family and none of that shit happened and they're just doing it for clout. I guess that he's doing it for clout, which is very interesting. So, whatever. I'm not going to hate too much. I mean, again, I'm not the biggest Kid Rock fan. I think it's just kind of garbly goo, whatever. Good for him. He's maintaining a life and a career, and he's found his way forward. So he did this interview with Tucker Carlson, who I'm not a big fan of Tucker Carlson either. Tucker Carlson, they did an interview back in March, and now Kid Rock is trending now on Twitter because he's been talking shit about Oprah. He says he can't be canceled. And I don't know why they're bringing it all back up. It's very odd to me that, this happened in March and now they want to talk shit now. So, let's see. So here, Kid Rock, this is from March, and this is him talking about his they're talking about the interview he did with Tucker Carlson. Kid Rock has a new interview that he doesn't think he's able to be canceled, adding that he loves it when people try to. The outspoken conservative rocker recently sat down with controversial Fox News host Tucker Carlson for a rare chat, which will air full on Monday. The legendary Kid Rock sits down with Tucker for a rare one-on-one interview, and nothing is off the table. Carlson captioned a preview clip you'll see of the fascinating discussion. Okay. In the short preview, Carlson asked Rock, "Why haven't you been canceled? Like, people aren't allowed to say what they think. You are." The Cowboy singer responds by saying he's uncancelable, and that's the reason. The reason is because I don't give a fuck. I'm not in bed with any big corporate things, he continues. At the end of the day, there's nobody I'm beholden to. No record companies, no corporate interests, no nothing. No nothing. I think that's a double negative. You can't cancel me. I love it when they try. So he's talking shit because he can get... Oh shit, here we go. Kid Rock is gearing up to put out a new album, Bad Reputation, which includes recently released tracks The Last Dance, Rockin' We the People. It also features the track Don't Tell Me How to Live, which hears the rocker hit out at snowflakes and offended millennials. So here's some quotes from that. "A nation of pussies is our next generation." Kid Rock says on the track, which arrived with a video that sees him wearing a t-shirt emblazoned with the slogan "Social media sucks," which it does. But I love it, so whatever. He adds, "These minions and their agendas, every opinion has a millennial offended before rapping. So what the fuck's up with all the backlash? You snowflakes, here's a news flash. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live." So there you go. He's coming after the snowflakes, y'all. He's coming after the snowflakes. In the recent video on Facebook, the musician said that he was sure his team hadn't booked a venue with an existing mandate. However, he then went on to say that any that had will be gone by the time we're going to get to your city. So he was also against mandates and such. No surprise. If you think I'm going to sit out there and sing Don't Tell Me How to Live, We the People, while people are holding up their fucking vaccine cards and masks and wearing masks, that shit ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to just go and get out of here, you ladies. Lil Nas. Zippy Zipper called him trashy. That shit was hilarious. Okay. And here's another fun fact here, but let's get into Tucker and what he was saying. And he's talking shit about Joy Behar, which I can't stand The View. The View is just such a garbage show, but so here he's talking about critics go fuck themselves.
Made your most recent album, and I hope at some point we can get a full shot of where we are, because I've never seen anything like this.
You've never been in a music studio, bro?
When did you make this album?
We got this studio done, brought everything down from my Michigan studios right before hit the fan. COVID.
Yeah. COVID.
Yeah.
COVID.
So how did you spend COVID?
Right here. Writing and recording. Had more time to work on this album than since my first breakthrough album, Devil Without a Cause. You know, you spend years with that first album.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just a rat race of getting more records out when you hit a lick and you're successful. And this record, having a couple years just to fine tune every lyric and every note and leave some stuff raw and that feel like that and see what works, what doesn't, to keep going back to the drawing board was just, you know, a luxury that I haven't been afforded in a long time. And, you know, you say it every album, everyone does, this is my best album.
Yeah.
But this really
Sell,
is.
but, you know, it really is, you know, that I in my heart, I know it's one of my best efforts in a long time.
So you-
Definitely since Rock and Roll Jesus.
You've been doing this 30 years, but you
Rock.
still bring intensity to it. Like, how often do you come here?
Well, I'm a workaholic. I'm here on an average day, 3:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday. And I'm usually the last one out about 6 o'clock at night.
In the studio.
Yeah, well, I'm here from 3:30 in the morning. I'm writing, doing things, checking emails. My head works best in the morning. I love to write then and work on music. And then about 7 a.m., my buddy comes in. We play some pickleball, you know, do a little cardio. They get back. People start showing up at 9:30. I love that time.
Stop playing pickleball. Oh shit! Get a little cardio in. Like go back to gay bashing. No, I don't know if he gay bashes. I don't think he'd gay bashing, but it's just it sounded funny.
In the morning, I get to myself, and then, you know, my engineer gets here about 9:30. We record all day.
Yeah,
Gets
right.
his little nap in the afternoon, and Groundhog Day. Do it again, Monday through Friday.
What's up, Z? Who in their right mind would want to hear Tucker Carlson speak about music, ask questions about music? Oh, I know. I'm actually waiting for the part where he talks about I can't be canceled. Like, you're right. Who gives a fuck? Tucker Carlson. Yeah, I agree with you, Z. I agree with you. I'm just waiting for. I'm waiting for him to talk about how he don't care about being canceled. I hate everything about this interview, but I love you. Listen, we're pretty much. I'm just been sitting here shitting on Kid Rock, so it's not like. Thank you, Z. I appreciate that, buddy. I do. I'm pretty much just been shitting on Kid Rock again. Not the biggest Kid Rock fan. Definitely not a fan of Tucker Carlson. But I am not opposed to hearing them talk because I don't mind. I don't mind it when people have different things that they believe and they say it. I don't mind hearing what people have to say because I think that's a big problem. The problem is that we just want to, cancel or eliminate everything that we don't like or we don't agree with. And that solves nothing. We're just sort of in our little echo chambers saying the same bullshit back and forth to each other, and no real ideas and no real progress gets, processed and put into action. That's all. By all means, proceed. Oh no, it's all good. It's all good, Z. We are, but
Friday. Then
but
Friday
you're right.
afternoon,
But you're absolutely right, Z. Like, who the fuck wants to hear Tucker Carlson talking about music? I absolutely agree with you, Z.
Feeling good. I'm gonna crack a beer in the afternoon.
Crack a
Big
beer.
time Friday, Saturday. Relax on Sunday. Get back to it.
That's amazing. So you're, a rock star with the.
I'm so sorry, but Tucker Carlson has such a dickhead face. Let's just go back a little. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
You drink beer in the afternoon? That's amazing. Oh, gosh.
So you're, a rock star with the counting hours.
Yeah. Yeah, Rockstar. I play one on TV pretty well.
That's just
Other than
interesting,
that,
though. So there's like a
Is
lot
it-
of discipline around it.
Yeah, this doesn't happen with.
Which I agree. That does take a lot of discipline to wake up every day, get your shit in the studio, start working. I agree with that. That's a lot of discipline to wake up and just work. Wake up at 3:30, get some work done, fucking pickleball, naps, beers. That takes a lot of work. But I do appreciate someone who works their dick off, and it seems like Kid Rock does.
Without discipline. People only see the wild side usually and
Yeah.
the party side and hopefully some of the, charitable things and things I've done through the years. There's both sides out there, but
He sure
at
is,
the end of the day, I work
Bon
my
Bon.
ass off. And that's when people ask me for advice, I'm like, I work harder than you. That's what happened.
So what was the idea behind this album?
Okay, I'm over
good
that.
So if there was, I mean, a message behind the album, what would it be?
To my fans, I love you dearly. To you critics, haters, and trolls, go yourself.
That's
That's pretty clear in the album, isn't it? Like you're not kind of hiding that message, are you?
Half the things I do is like, you know, to solidify my fans, and like I'll say a lot in this interview, my friends, family, and fans. That's really all that matters to me. But I love the trolls and the haters and the critics who've been trying to, you know, knock me down for 20, 30 years. And I'm still standing, still operating at the highest of levels. And so sometimes I do things purposefully, just to kind of be a wise ass or look like a little bit of a just because my fans will get the tongue in cheek and the fun it, and the people that hate me will just go, God damn it.
Which is not actually a bad way to go. I feel like Kanye West is taking notes out of this, right? Like he'll do some shit that just get people talking, and basically that's what he's doing. He's just getting people talking, even though he is fucking kind of. It's Kid Rock. I mean, what do we expect here? Old white guys with the worst music taste love to use the word rock star. It makes them feel like they're in the know. Fucking rock star lifestyle, man. Rock star. Yeah, no, my boss calls me a rock star because he knows I play music. And I just wish to God he would stop telling people that I play music, because I don't want to tell people what I do. Like, don't want to tell people that I'm a musician. I do somewhat, only because he put me on the spot. I don't want to tell people about this. Fuck no. I talk too much shit about the people at work to fucking for them to be like, oh, I saw your Twitch stream, or I heard your podcast. And when I make enough money off of all this to say fuck a job like that, I don't care. And by then I'll be able to, you know, whatever. Luckily, the podcast is growing, so we'll get there eventually, folks. It's just I don't have the fuck you money yet. We'll get there, though. We will get there.
It'll just piss him off more.
So why
piss
haven't
him
you been
off
canceled?
more.
Like, people aren't allowed to say what they think. You are.
I am uncancelable
What's that?
because I don't give a.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm not in bed with any big corporate things at the end of the day. There's nobody I'm beholden to, no record companies, no corporate interests, no nothing. And you can't cancel.
Yay! Yeah, it's Kanye's
I love
birthday,
it when
everybody.
they try. I'm like, yeah, let's
So
have some fun.
why aren't there more artists like that?
See, I respect the shit out of this. I don't care for his music. Again, I'm not the biggest Kid Rock fan. I like Devil Without a Cause or whatever that was. I used to, as a kid, it was fun. Although it's become kind of silly to me in my older years. Ball to bang, whatever the fuck. Tucker, again, I don't like Tucker Carlson at all. But what I do respect about both of these gentlemen is that they both speak what they think, even if it's not what I agree with. I respect the shit out of Kid Rock for sticking to what he says. I think that there's too many people who are just fucking, they'll just wuss out and take their shit. Take their shit back, or that's not what I meant. It's like, bro, just say what you mean, because we're all sitting here hiding in fear about not saying this, not saying that. And I don't think that's not the way forward. We have to be able to talk shit, or at least be able to talk to each other. We have to be able to have these conversations. We have to be able to stomach Tucker Carlson's whiteness, right? Like, he is just the whitest man. And we have to be able to stomach that shit, because we can't just go around hating each other. We're not gonna get anywhere by just hating each other for the things that we believe in. We have to be able to find some kind of common ground. I'm blown away with how many listened to our show. It's more than the last 4 years of my show. Stop, Robbie. Stop. It's gonna grow too. It'll probably get up to about 5K. I'm guessing it'll probably get up to about 5K before it starts leveling out. But that's just my round. For whatever reason, numbers are starting to climb. We're starting to get about 50,000 listeners a week now, where it was like over in the early spring and the late winter, it was like 25,000 a week. So I'm guessing it'll get up there. I don't know, but that's just in the first 30 days. So I think it's around 3K right now in the first 30 days of being posted. So I think it'll get up a little bit higher. I am super excited for having Carly. Yeah, me too. I gotta get into one of Carly's streams. When is Carly? When is Carly? When is Carly stream next? I gotta get into one of her streams. I knew she streamed yesterday and I missed it, but I was at work. I interviewed Tucker Carlson once. The video's on YouTube. Well, we're gonna have to take a. We're gonna have to go over and check that out. Let's get through this fucking shit show here, and then let's go see you talking to Tucker Carlson. Do you guys remember Jon Stewart taking fucking Tucker Carlson to task? You remember when Jon Stewart was relevant and he fucking actually had some shit to say? Oh, Robbie, look at you. Carly streams from 10 to 1 Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, sick. So tomorrow from 10 to 1. I have to get in there. You have to know your enemies. I don't consider these people my enemies. I don't even know these people, but I just, you know, I don't agree with what they say, but I think it's important for me to know what they're saying, so I'm not getting the information about them from secondhand people, because everyone's saying that fucking Tucker Carlson's some white supremacists promoting hate and shit, and I've never really seen him say that stuff. I've seen him say some really questionable, stupid shit, but I've never seen him say shit like where it's like, we should be killing the blacks, you know what I mean? Like, it was nothing like that, you know, it was nothing overtly fucking horrible. It's just 2-minute video when I worked for Neuters. Take Neuters to Hooters. Okay. He let me into his house for the interview too. Wow, that is really cool. All right, we're gonna take a pause for the calls, y'all. We're gonna go check out Robbie's interview with Tucker. Let's get to know the real Tucker. Oh shit! How dare you, Robbie? Best-selling author Newt Gingrich. 5 Principles of Life Success. I don't know if dad and daughter duo. I'm waiting for the music to get by.
Tucker Carlson talks about learning every day.
Learn every day.
The Washington Post used to conduct a writing drill in which
Look how young he was. Look how young this motherfucker was. This video is so old. Yeah. This sounds like the music behind Twilight audiobooks. Oh, it probably is. It's probably so. Oh, this is 2009. Wow.
Find a name picked at random out of the phone book and told to write a story about that person. In many years of reading it, I never read a boring one, because if you ask the right questions, it turns out everybody's got something interesting to say. About 4.5 hours worth, I have learned. I learned that by flying back and forth to California from D.C. for 17 years. Most people fear
That's dope,
in-flight
Robbie.
talks with strangers. I welcome them. I was asked a steady stream of questions, and I've been rewarded with a graduate-level diploma in human behavior. I've learned all about what hundreds of people do for a living, why they get married, why they get divorced, why they get drunk, in addition to what the Korean War was like, how a diesel engine works, and countless other facts about life. I always land a smarter person.
Was this on? What were you editing on? Was this on iMovie? Oliver North. Oh, Michael Steele, what's up? I don't know. I don't know.
In the middle of an economic crisis, it's important to remember that there are principles for success and that there's a way to work your way to a better future.
That's rad. Okay, so there you go. A little bit of Tucker. I kind of want to look at that thing. I know we're kind of getting sidetracked off of Kid Rock here. But Jon Stewart Crossfire. That shit was amazing. This shit was so amazing when he was just making fun of Tucker Carlson's fucking bow tie and shit. That shit was tight.
Meanwhile, the president's challenger was also in New York, also facing some difficult questions.
How do you stay in shape?
Do you eat something?
Do you have a routine? Do you run in the morning?
It's like Nerf Crossfire.
Nerf Crossfire.
Crossfire, as both of our loyal viewers, of course, know, our show is all about left versus white, black versus white, paper versus plastic, Red Sox against the Yankees. That's why every day we have two guests with their own unique perspective on the news. But today,
get to it,
Crossfire is
shitball.
very different. We had a citizen's guide.
Why do we have to fight? The two of you, can't we just say something nice about John Kerry right now?
I like John. I care about John Kerry.
And something about President Bush.
He'll be unemployed soon. I failed the
See,
test.
I made the effort anyway.
No, actually, I knew Bush in Texas a little bit, and truth is, he's actually a great guy. He's not a very good president, but he's actually a very good person. I don't think you should have to hate to oppose somebody, but it makes it easier.
Why do you argue? The two of you, I hate to see it.
We enjoy it.
Let me ask you a question.
Wait, let me ask you a question first.
All right.
Is John Kerry really the best? I mean, I think, John Kerry's not a terrible guy.
Is he the best?
Is he
I thought Lincoln was good.
Is he the best the Democrats can do?
Is he the best the Democrats can do?
Yeah, this year.
I'd always thought
Out of the whole field.
in a democracy, and again, I don't know, I've only lived in this country, that there's a process, what do they call them, primaries.
Right.
And
Hold on, I don't want to sit through the whole thing.
Hello, everybody. What I do on Friday? Bros, lovely people. This place, Crossfire, which is defense, blood confronting.
Holy fuck! I just want to see where Jon Stewart talks shit. That's all I care about.
Stop hurting America.
Okay, now
And come work for us, because we.
In order to do that, we try and ask them pointed questions. I want to contrast our questions with some questions you asked John Kerry.
If you want to compare your show to a comedy show, you're more than welcome to.
Here's the point. Kerry doesn't have.
If that's your goal,
No, it's not.
I wouldn't aim for us. I'd aim for
Here's
Seinfeld.
the problem.
That's
Kerry
a very
won't-
good show.
Kerry won't come on this show. He will come on your show. Let me suggest why he wants to.
Well,
come
we
on
have
this show.
civilized discourse.
Well, here's an example of civilized discourse. Here are three of the questions you asked John Kerry.
Yeah.
You have a chance to interview the Democratic nominee. You ask him questions such as, quote, how are you holding up? Is it hard not to take the attacks personally?
Yeah.
Have you ever flip-flopped, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah.
Didn't you feel like you got the chance to interview the guy? Why not ask him a real question instead of just suck up to him?
Holding up is a real suck up, and I actually was giving him a hot stone massage
It sounded that way.
as we were doing it.
It did.
You know, it's interesting to hear you talk about
I felt the
my
sparks between
responsibility to the. You know, I didn't realize that, and maybe this explains quite a bit.
No, the opportunity
is that
of
the news organizations look to Comedy Central for their cues on integrity. So.
Which Jon Stewart has a point there, but he also, I feel like at that point, especially during the Bush administration, and even because he was on the show, I think all the way up until the Trump administration, I mean, Jon Stewart had always criticized sort of both sides. He was definitely a Democrat, but I feel like Jon Stewart, I'm not sure if that argument holds up where like this is just a comedy show because it became something else. Because it did become sort of this place where people went to look for how they should look at different ideas and how they should be looking at politics, because he was more of someone who was kind of making fun of both sides of the aisle. They also had ridiculous sketches and stuff, but I also think that Jon Stewart that argument that this was just a comedy show is kind of a weak argument because it became something much more than that. I don't know if he has a responsibility to people, but the way he looked at it is my only responsibility is to make people laugh. But when you're talking to the Democratic nominee for 2004, or when you're talking to the Democratic nominee Barack Obama, when you're talking to these people, I mean, and he was also known for taking people to task too. Like again, I want to get to where he's talking shit about Tucker Carlson because it's very funny.
What I would suggest is when you talk about you're holding politicians' feet to the fire, I think that's disingenuous. I think you're.
How are you holding up? I mean, come on.
No. I don't. But my role isn't. I don't.
You can ask him a real question, don't you think? Instead of saying,
I don't think I have to. By the way, I also asked him, were you in Cambodia? But I didn't really care, because I don't care, because I think it's stupid. Well, but my point is this. If your idea of confronting me is that I don't ask hard-hitting enough news questions, we're in bad shape, fellas.
We're here to love you, not confront you.
No. But what I'm saying is this. I'm not. I'm here to confront you because we need help from the media, and they're hurting us.
Yeah.
Crossfire reduces everything, as I said in the intro, to
Right.
left, right, black, white.
Yes.
Well, it's because, see, we're a debate show. It's like saying the
No,
Weather
no, no,
Channel
no, no,
reduces
that'd be
everything
great.
to a storm.
I would love to see a debate
in a
show.
24-hour day where we have each side on as best
No,
we
no,
can
no,
get
no, no.
them
That would be great.
and have them fight it out.
To do a debate would be great, but that's like saying pro wrestling is a show about athletic
I'm
competition.
Sorry. I think you're a good comedian. I think your lectures are boring. Let me ask you a question on the news.
No, this is theater. I mean, it's
It is-
obvious.
no, it-
How old are you?
35.
And you wear a bow tie.
Yeah, I do.
So I love this. I love this because he's going in and showing the ridiculousness of what cable news has become or had become, and especially after 9/11, cable news here in America had turned into a fucking circus. And you know, him coming on this show and pointing out these hypocrisies, the theater of this shit. This was very early on, right? This is CNN early on, and here they are. Hey, what's up, Just Joanne? Good to see you. We're just talking about Jon Stewart taking Tucker Carlson to task. Well, Crossfire to task, but I think it's very interesting. This was a very interesting time in American history, you know. So I love this. I remember when this came out. I loved that Jon Stewart was on the show talking shit about these people who are obviously just putting on a show. They're just trying to get ratings. They're mouthpieces for their side of the aisle, kind of. And now it's just taken such a hard turn on both sides. Now it's just like, now we know CNN doesn't have these kind of debate shows, which, you know, again, debate. This was not really a debate show, Crossfire. But it's just very interesting to see how far and hard leaning both sides has, like Fox News, Trump forever. And you know, CNN and MSNBC is like Joe Byron. He's the best. He's not losing it. He's on point. He's good. I was in college when this was coming out. So interesting to look back on. I know, right? And it's interesting to see where Tucker Carlson has gone now, because he's just so much more emboldened in what he's doing, and he's one of the top-rated pundits on cable news on any side of the on any side of politics.
So this is.
No, I know.
So
You're
this is
right.
theater.
No, let me just go. No, come on.
And
come on.
listen, I'm not suggesting that you're not a smart guy, because those are not easy to tie. But the thing is that you're doing theater when you should be doing debate, which would be great.
No, it's just
It's not
true.
honest. What you do is not honest. What you do is partisan hackery. And I'll tell you
You
why
have
I
John
know
Kerry
it.
on your show, and you snip.
Partisan hackery. That is beautiful, Jon Stewart. I wish Jon Stewart Jon Stewart's still very biting in his commentary, but man, there was a moment there where he was just he was on point. Really on
his
point.
throne, and you're accusing us of partisan hackery?
Absolutely.
You've got to be kidding, man. He
You're
comes
on
and you literally
CNN.
say,
The show that leads into me is puppets making crank phone calls. What is wrong with you?
I'm just saying,
what's
there's
up?
no reason for you, when you have this marvelous opportunity not to be the guy's butt boy, to go ahead and be his butt boy.
Yes,
It's embarrassing.
I was absolutely his butt boy. I was so far. You would not believe what he ate 2 weeks ago. You know, the interesting thing that I have is you have a responsibility to the public discourse, and you
You need a
fail
job at a journalism
miserably.
school, I think.
You need to go to one. The thing that I want to say is, when you have people on for just knee-jerk
Still a dickhead.
reactionary
I agree,
talk.
Morgan.
Wait, I thought you were going to be funny. Come on, be funny.
No, I'm not going to be your monkey.
Go ahead.
I watch your show every day, and it kills me.
I can tell you love
it's
it.
It's so painful to watch. You know, because we need what you do. This is such a great opportunity you have here to actually get politicians
Is this really Jon
off
Stewart? What
of
is
their
this
marketing
anyway?
and strategy. Yeah, it's someone who watches your show and cannot take it anymore. I just can't.
What's it like to have dinner with you? It must be excruciating. Do you like lecture people like this, or do you come over to their house and sit and lecture them, and they're not doing the right thing, that they're missing their opportunities, evading their responsibilities?
If I think they are.
Look, I would not even do, man. That's horrible.
Fucker
I know, and you
Carlson.
won't. But the thing I want to
We
get
did
to...
promise naked pictures of the Supreme
Yeah, we
Court.
did.
No.
Let's get to those.
Why
Which are
can't,
in this book,
why
which is a
can't we
very
just
funny
talk?
book.
Please, I beg of you guys.
I think you
please.
watch too much Crossfire. We're going to take a quick break.
Refuse to go. All those stories.
Back to Crossfire. We're talking.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Moral inferiority. John, you're bumming us out. Tell us, what do you think of the Bill O'Reilly vibrator story?
Go.
I'm sorry? I don't.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Let me change the subject then.
Where's your moral outrage on this?
I don't have any.
I know.
Which candidate do you suppose would provide you better material?
I'm sorry?
Which candidate do you suppose would provide you better material if he won?
Mr. T. I think he'd be the funniest.
You have a stake in it that way, as not just a citizen, but as a professional comic.
Right, which I hold to be much more important than as a citizen.
Well, there you go. Who would provide you better material, do you suppose?
I don't really know. It's kind of not how we look at it. We look at the absurdity of the system provides us the most material.
And that's the key, the crux of the cracker right there, is that just the complete ridiculousness of the whole entire system is what made Jon Stewart's show very popular. And some could say that Trevor Noah kind of took the torch, but Trevor Noah kind of sucks. I'm sorry. I don't think he's that funny. He has some good points at times, but it's not what The Daily Show used to be. But the whole media landscape from when the Daily Show was reigning supreme is completely different as well. Everything now is just cut up into segments for YouTube. So at one time, people were tuning in at a certain time to see Jon Stewart and what he had to say about certain subjects. I know we got far off the Kid Rock thing. So let's get back to Kid Rock and Fucker Carlson. But I just wanted to see Jon Stewart talk shit because I think it's very funny to me. Let's see. We were talking about, Robbie filmed and interviewed Tucker Carlson, so we kind of got in a Tucker Carlson rabbit hole here. This was from 2006, I believe. Yeah, it says 2006, but I'm not sure if that's when it aired. But this is old. Me and Robbie were in college, so if that tells you anything. He invited me into his house. It was quite nice. Yes, it was. It aired 2004. Thank you. It says it on the screen. Oh, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you, because I don't. Oh, yeah, because this was the election between Bush and Kerry, which, man, I marched in the rain for Kerry. God, he sucked. He sucked so bad. He was just awful. But anything at that time was better than George Bush. George W. Anything was better than George W. at that time. And I couldn't stand George W. And I still can't stand it. And I still can't understand why people think that guy's just like a happy old dude living his life out in Texas, painting pictures and shit. He's a war criminal. Anyways, back to the good stuff here, because this Kid Rock thing is amazing. I was marching for W back then. Hey, whatever, buddy. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I look at it as such a waste of my time, but I guess it wasn't a waste of time because it was a good time to like learn. I was young. I didn't care. It was cold and rainy, and people were slamming doors in our face, and it was a good learning experience. It really was. Mostly because I wanted my dad to have a job for 4 more years. Fair enough. You had stake in the game, son. You had stake in the game. Why wouldn't you? He couldn't campaign for him because he was an ambassador and I was in college in Pennsylvania, a swing state. Oh, there you go. I was in Ohio, swing state. So there you go. But we all know how that ended up. Anyways, let's get back to this because, again, we're talking about people who don't give a shit what people have to say. They talk their mind. Kid Rock, obviously, I'm not going to agree with everything he says, but I'm in Quebec, a swinger state. The big W. Yeah, you are. You know what? It's really interesting, Bon Bon. I saw Ho-Ho's videos about how like he has to speak French. What the fuck is that? Like, you guys have to speak French in public or something? Like, that is so weird up there. It's like, I don't even know what's going on up there. You guys are like wilding out. You're going to be taking away all the guns, which, whatever. But Quebec is a weird, strange place to me. But it's interesting that, people have to speak French or something. Yeah, I heard that all shows have to have French options. Is that true? These are questions. These are hard-hitting questions that we must know the answers to, Bon Bon. Yeah, they're tightening up the language laws. Language laws. Could you imagine? They're going to bring back the guillotine. Oh shit, FTW. Oh man, yeah, the French are back. They are not giving a fuck. Most government services will now only offer up service in French. Wow. So interesting. Just like, nah, we don't like English anymore. Y'all can eat it. We don't adhere to that. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool, Quebec. And people make fun of the people in America being only English. Well, that's the thing about Americans. It's like, we only need one language, you know. At least there's other countries that are like, hey, maybe you should speak 2 languages. That might help, you know. But I don't think anyone should be forced, or I don't think it should be pressed upon people in any sort of oppressive way. And the way that Ho-Ho was framing it in his video seemed a bit oppressive. Here they are rolling out all languages for government stuff. It seems kind of backward. I mean, they're just trying to like if you're going to any government, if you're filling out any government forms here, you usually get several different languages. Maybe not in Ohio, but when I was in California and I was applying for food stamps, because that's what I did in California when I was 22 or 24, I was like, I'm gonna go get food stamps. It's in Cantonese, it's in fucking it's in Tagalog, it's in Spanish, it's in English, it's in like so many different languages. So I you know, in that sense, you know, you could talk to somebody who could speak all these languages, and but nothing was ever pressed upon anybody, which is just weird. I don't know why you'd press people like that, but hey, whatever's clever.
Because they're in bed with record companies and, you know, corporate.
So let's back up a
I love
little
it when
bit.
they try. I'm like, yeah, let's
So
have some fun.
why aren't there more artists like that?
So they're talking about why. Let's read this first. And the quota of students allowed into the English colleges has changed. So now anyone who went to French high school will be required to go to French college, whereas some colleges only offer certain programs, and they might only be available at an English college. So some high schools are now creating grade 12 again, so that students will get the same requirements but can skip the college process altogether. Wow. Things are Morbius like, I don't know. Oh my god. So Kid Rock was talking about how he's uncancelable, and that this was back in March, and now Kid Rock is trending on Twitter again for whatever reason. They're trying to cancel him again. And he just got done telling Tucker that he's uncancelable because he doesn't give a fuck. And that's true. Yeah, it's a mess. Well, best wishes to our Canadian neighbors to the north. We still love Canada. So, you know, much love. I hope y'all can figure that shit out. This is what happens when you let them take your guns, Bon Bon. You let them take your guns, and now they're making you speak French. Y'all need to just go down to Hooters. All right? Hooters. Dinner for one? Yeah, Montreal love. Ew. You love Hooters. Hooters. Hold on, I got... What do I got? I should have wrote those other ones down. Hooters, it ain't gonna lick itself. All right. You mean Leutas. Yes. Yes. All right. Let's get into Kid Rock.
Because they're in bed with record companies. No record companies, no corporate interests, no nothing.
So let's back up.
Purposefully, just to kind of be a wise ass or look like a little bit of a just because my fans will get the tongue in cheek and the fun it, and the people that hate me will just go, God damn it. It'll just piss them off more.
So why haven't you been canceled? Like, people aren't allowed to say what they think. You are.
I am uncancelable.
Why's that?
Because I don't give a And I'm not in bed with any big corporate things at the end of the day. There's nobody I'm beholden to, no record companies, no corporate interests, no nothing. And you can't cancel me. I love it when they try. I'm like, yeah, let's have some fun.
Why aren't there more artists like that?
because they're in bed with record companies
Yeah.
and, corporate deals and structures at every level. And, it's, and if someone finds a way to get me a little bit here and there, I'll find another way around it.
You never see artists talk like that. They seem very easy to intimidate. At what point did you realize, like, you're just not going to be intimidated?
Day one.
Really?
I think I crawled out of the womb with both middle fingers in the air. And that wasn't anything. A lot of it, is, there's a little fun in there to kind of, be rock and roll and be the bad guy and this, that, and the other. Because, my heart's big at the end of the day. And I have a lot of love and respect for anybody that shows that back to me. But, Grandpa don't play no mess either.
Grandpa don't play no mess. Yeah, he does look old. He does. So, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Kid Rock. Definitely don't like Tucker Carlson all that much at all. But I do respect the fact that Kid Rock will talk his shit and he will do his shit. He'll own it. And that he is making a great point there is that artists, and I talk about this and how artists feel like they can't really truly express themselves because they're beholden to corporate interest or they're beholden to some ideology that's been imposed on them through social media. They're afraid they're going to lose fans. They're afraid of all these different things. And I don't think that's any way to live. I really don't. I really don't think that that's how, yeah, right, Robbie? I was thinking that too. So I don't... I find it interesting that Kid Rock is the guy who's out there sort of living this life, and he has maintained, a career, and he has longevity in his career. And he's still out there just talking shit. And it sucks that artists have to sort of live in fear of their corporate overlords to say what they want to say. People get canceled for just making a Facebook post about, like Gina Carano, which I'm not Gina Carano, I'm not like the biggest fan of or anything and whatever, but she posted something about which ultimately was like, hey, if we can't fucking trust each other, we're going to turn on each other, or we're going to be taken over by, interests of other people, governments, corporate backed governments and such. So we have to learn to get along with our neighbors. Although she made a comparison to the Holocaust, which I think is so stupid. But any Holocaust references, like if you're using that as a reference, it's like it's a little icky. It's a little icky. But I don't think she should have lost her whole fucking career. Got kicked off of what you call it, the Star Wars show. And furthermore, like this whole thing with Amber Heard, I think that Amber Heard should still be able to be in Aquaman and be terrible Mondo. I think that that Amber Heard should still be a terrible actress in Aquaman. I don't think she should lose her thing. She made a mistake. I don't think, yes, sometimes people should probably lay low for a little bit. And maybe they lost a few things here. The people have spoken. I've gotten a little bit more understanding of the idea of being sort of cast out of the public eye for a little bit, but I don't think it should be something forever. I don't think that, look at Louis C.K., right? Louis C.K., he jacked off in front of some comedians and he jerked off on the phone. He lost a lot of money. He lost his career, but he just won a Grammy and he's coming back, and his last special was fire. It was fire. It's fucking good. So it can't be something that's forever, but I can understand if, the public is going to reject you. I get that idea. I get that idea that, you fucked up. But I don't think you should be out there losing all your things. And I don't think what Gina Carano did was that horrible. Again, I'm not a big fan of people equating stuff to the Holocaust. I think that's a little extreme. But what the ultimate message is that we have to get along. And so that's the thing that bothers me, is that she was trying to make she was trying to do this or make this bigger point, and all people could focus on is that she's a fucking Hitler lover. She's a Holocaust denier. She hates the Jews. It's fucking ridiculous. Gina Carano lost her role in Mondo, and her spinoff show got canceled. Yeah, she lost everything. But now she's working for the Daily Wire. She's working for Ben Shapiro now. So, hey, everything's going good for her. Hey, both kind of were not important to the story. Yeah, well, fuck her then. Well, fuck her then. All that just to say fuck her then. She isn't very articulate, though. Her point was lost because it wasn't good. Yeah, well, still, still the point was that she's saying that we should fucking get along. I think that's a pretty decent point, I would say. We have to learn to trust our neighbors. We can't let people fucking get between us and our communities. Anyways, let's get back to these two gems here. Then just say that, yeah, well, probably should have just said that.
Do the other guys in your business ever say to you, like, man, I wish I could say exactly what I think all the time?
Every day.
Really?
Every day. Especially the country guys.
Yeah.
Because they got to be understandably careful. Like, the awards and things, radio, corporate interests, they mean a lot in country music. The award stuff actually helped them out. And rock and roll, it's like, hey, you're getting an award for this. It's like, tell them to having a like, I care less about their awards.
You don't want any more awards.
I've never played any of those games anyway.
You must have watched a lot of people sort of float off into the atmosphere.
I think
so.
so.
Them come and go.
Robbie.
Same old stories, We've all seen the behind the music.
Well, that's it.
Same story
That's
every
what I'm
time.
saying. So how do you avoid that?
I just have a sense of discipline when things, are getting too out of hand, whether it was back in the day with drugs and alcohol, this, that, and you got to go like, what's important? I need to reel this in.
Okay.
And eventually.
So I think we've had enough of these two and all that shit. So let's get into the good stuff, the juicy stuff. I think it did say pain, old grandpa. So what is this? Kid Rock owns lewd Oprah rant with Tucker Carlson. So he was saying he don't apologize. He's already saying that he doesn't give a fuck. Let's see what this video is all about. I don't know what this
Breaking news now, sponsored by Nicolock.
No.
2 picks for the New York Giants in the first round of the...
All right, no one cares about it. So basically, Kid Rock is the best, and everyone else can go fuck themselves. Yeah, I mean, if you want to put it like that, I suppose. Look, I think that Kid Rock, and he positioned himself in a way...
Brought to you by Pfizer. Fuck you. Pay me.
Thank you, Bon. Yeah, pretty much. He's pretty much Pfizering people. He's positioned himself to where he can just sort of do what he wants, and that's what I respect. I respect that he's positioned himself and that he lives he lives his truth, right? And he speaks with his mind, and he doesn't give a fuck. So let's look at this, because apparently Kid Rock was ranting about Oprah, and we kind of opened with Oprah and about how she was receiving backlash and stuff because of Michael Jackson, and we went over the Ellen show and how Oprah received backlash because Ellen she was supporting Ellen and had Ellen on her show, and it was around when Ellen was coming out on her own show, on their first show on ABC. So I find it very interesting. Oprah is very much beloved, so I'm wondering what he said. I don't know what he said. He insists he's not racist. So let's see what he said. Let's see what he said on Oprah.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm just an honest guy that says, hey, I like Oprah Winfrey or Joy Behar. They can suck dick sideways. Sorry, Mom.
Mental breakdown.
They're like, hey, you're fucking racist. I'm like, you're fucking weird.
Oh my God!
And you call your people, I'll call mine. I'm like, what?
This dude seems wasted. Hold on. This dude seems wasted. He said, I don't like Oprah Winfrey or Joy Behar. They both can suck my dick sideways. Which, is that racist? He's like, I'm not racist. Not a very good justification. I don't think that's racist to say to suck my dick sideways. I say suck my dick sideways to a lot of people about a lot of things. Maybe not those words, but I say it. Kind of. Well, I've never said suck my dick sideways. Let's just face it. I've never said that. Grandpa ain't no piano mess. Oh, good. Not very good justification. I don't think that's racist. No. Well, you're weird. I don't think that's racist either. Maybe he goes on to say some racist shit. Let's keep watching.
This is so racist!
Fuck Oprah Winfrey.
Boo!
Fuck Kathy Griffin.
He's racist.
He's racist.
He's blacked out and drunk as fuck.
I'm 48. And I'm the guy that you
I think he is blacked out drunk. That's true. I love the girl in the back. He's racist. You're racist. He's been canceled, everybody. Kid Rock, the crowd is the best, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, who fucking hates Oprah Winfrey, and why is he talking shit about Oprah? Joy Behar, I get. Joy Behar is fucking awful. The View is fucking terrible. It's such a stupid fucking show. But Oprah, like what? Oprah is fucking. I see. I canceled him. His point is invalid. Yes, his point is now moot. That show is awful. Yeah, The View is just stupid. It's just fucking awful. Those people are just terrible. I love Whoopi Goldberg though. I love Whoopi Goldberg. I don't care what they say about Whoopi. Although she did have some interesting things to say about the Jews not too long ago in the Holocaust. That was interesting. That was interesting. Yeah, Oprah gives people cars so she can stay. Yeah. Whoopi, she made a mistake. She talked shit. Although, again, I saw the point she was making. But still, she said some really dumb shit about the Jews and the Holocaust. So, another Holocaust situation, right? She still has her job, that's for sure. And here's the interesting thing. The only reason why Whoopi didn't lose her job and Gina Carano did was because Gina Carano was very public about what side of the aisle she leaned on. And so was Whoopi. We all know what side Whoopi's on. And so she was given the pass to come back. But Gina Carano, since she was against the narrative of what everyone else is saying, or at least everyone in Hollywood says, then she had to go. She had to go. Go make more Sister Acts. I agree, Whoopi. Go make some Sister Acts. Stop talking about shit that you don't know shit about, lady. But I still love Whoopi. Jumpin' Jack Flash is an amazing movie. Her stand-up is incredible. She's a go. Wait, no. She's a, what do they call it when you have the Oscar, the Grammy, the Tony, the Emmy? I can't remember what they call it. They put it all, they smash it all together. She's a very well-decorated artist, so.
want to just be like, hey, I want Kid Rock on my side.
I'm dying. I can't.
I'm not
You
the
got
bad
it. Thank
guy
you.
in that equation. I'm the fucking guy you want, like, hey, he's pretty cool.
No.
Oprah Winfrey's like, hey,
Dude, look at
I'm gonna get some white women to believe in this shit and fuck her. She can suck dick sideways.
What? He's racist!
And if you say that, you're like, hey, well, pretty sure Kid Rock's a racist. I'm like, okay, fine.
Look at him.
Fuck off. Sideways.
Hold on. He goes from saying fuck you sideways to singing Proud Mary. Fuck off sideways. Proud Mary, keep on rolling. Rolling down the river. Just Joanne, have a wonderful day. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's getting hot in the kitchen. Yeah, CCR would be proud. Very proud. Oh my God. That was amazing. He goes straight from shit talking right into singing Proud Mary. Let's go. Let's go, Kid Rock. Now that's trashy right there. That's trashiness right there. Oh, Just Joanne. Thank you for shouting out Just Joanne, Robbie. Everybody, go give Just Joanne a follow. Bon Bon, all right, got a dip. I start working 5, doing the late shift this week. All right, Bon Bon, thank you so much for stopping through. It was so great to hang out with you for a little bit. Thanks for being here. We're fucking Kid Rock. What the fuck, bro? Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. He is wasted. Okay, he gave us. The cops had to help him up. Jeez Louise. Oh, so this was back in 2019. Kid Rock wants the world to know he hates Oprah Winfrey and other talk show hosts, but also don't call him racist because of it. His drunken words, not ours. Oh, yes. All right. So Kid Rock is in a position where he can be ridiculous like this, and he can just keep talking shit. So he's gonna own his lewd words, and of course he talks about it on the Tucker Carlson interview, which I don't know how much I can stomach of Tucker Carlson, but and Kid Rock talking about this stuff. So let's. So he talks shit about Joy Behar as well. The self-proclaimed American badass refuses to change his tune. Despite fierce backlash, Kid Rock is refusing to back down from his boozy 2019 rant, which saw the rocker attack Oprah Winfrey by name during a performance in Nashville. Like, why did he even bring her up? I'm just curious why that even came. A drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts. I own what I said. The singer, whose real name is Robert James Ritchie, told conservative pundit Carlson, 53. The redneck paradise rocker was referring to his infamous 2019 rant, during which he trashed the billionaire media mogul on stage at the big ass honky tonk rock and roll steakhouse. Oh, Jesus Christ. The big ass honky tonk rock and roll steakhouse. That's where fucking Kid Rock goes to expound on his political beliefs. That's amazing. I like how if you're public drunk, cops lock you up, but if you're a rock star, they just help you off stage. Yo, I've been drunk publicly, and cops would give me rides home. They've also given me rides to jail, but they've also given me rides home. Damn it. Why does his name have to be Robert? Giving Robert's a bad name. Listen, Robbie, it's okay. We still love you, buddy. You can share names with dipshits and still be a good person. Johnny Depp's lawyers hint that he may not collect a payout from Amber Heard. No shit. Everybody knows that. Oprah Winfrey is like, hey, I just want women to believe this shit, the cowboy singer said in the video uploaded by TMZ. Fuck her. She could suck dick sideways. That's so good. Then to prove he wasn't racist, Rock trashed The View host Joy Behar as well, ranting, I'm not a bad guy. I'm just an honest guy saying I don't like Oprah Winfrey or Joy Behar. Does that make him a bad guy? The expletive-ridden soapbox session concluded with Trump supporters being carried off with the Trump supporter being carried. I like that they had to add the Trump supporter being carried off stage by security. Meanwhile, Rock's Detroit restaurant made in Detroit shuttered amid fierce backlash over his profane tirade. Wait, they shuttered? They shuttered? So that it's closed down now? Made in Detroit shut down. Or did they just go out of business? Made in Detroit shut down. Kid Rock restaurant. Kid Rock is closing down his Little Caesars Arena restaurant. Point out. He's going to close the door. Over the backlash over Oprah? Well, people do love Oprah. I guess you share the name with Mike Myers. Well, Mike Myers, either the serial killer from a made-up movie or Mike Myers, the genius behind Wayne's World. Either one. I'm okay with both. Cause I bet they both like Hooters. Yeah. Hooters. America's toilet. Hooters, you're gonna need to sit down when you pee. All right. Fat bastard. All right, so apparently his restaurant closed down because he talked shit about Oprah. Whatever. Despite the outrage, the outspoken musician is sticking to by his guns. I don't apologize to anybody, musician explained when asked about the incident. I'm not an Oprah Winfrey fan. I got drunk and fucking next thing I'm on stage saying fuck Oprah. The Post has reached out to Winfrey for comment about Rock's comments. Elsewhere in the interview, Rock addressed another embarrassing gaffe that night in which he mistakenly trashed TV presenter Kathy Lee Gifford while intended to attack Kathy Griffin for her mock beheading of the then Donald Trump. I was trying to go after Kathy Griffin, you know, for holding up Trump's head, but I'm so out of it. I'm like, fuck Kathy Lee Gifford. Said the Rufo rocker. When it comes back on TMZ or whatever a few weeks later, I'm like, oh man, I like Kathy Lee Gifford. The Let's Go Brandon singer. The Let's Go Brandon singer added, we've been kind of friendly throughout the years. Now I feel a little bad. So there you go. He feels a little bad. Probably a lot of Oprah fans in Detroit since she gives out cars. Yeah, maybe, I suppose. God damn, I can't type. That's okay, Robert. It's okay, Robert. This isn't the first time Rock has doubled down on controversial comments. In an infamous incident last year, the rabble-rouser responded to backlash over past homophobic remarks by repeating the same slur that got him in trouble in the first place. Well, there you go. He doesn't give a fuck. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. So, The View, they did a whole situation on it. So let's watch a little bit of The View and how Joy Behar does not like to be made fun of, even though she's a comedian. She comes from comedy and she can't take a joke, which I don't know if this was a joke.
I have something to say. What? So, you know, Joy celebrated 20 years, and she is one of our fearless leaders. We adore her.
I bet
but
you do.
someone else doesn't seem to adore her the way we do.
Gee, I wonder who that could
we
be.
have a clip, I believe.
Where should I start?
You know, the division in the country right now, that it's so hard for people just to get past that we can disagree and still be cordial with one another. People need to calm down, get a little less politically correct, and I would say, you know, love everybody except, I'd say, screw that Joy Behar bitch. Everybody.
You cannot say that.
I mean, lady.
We apologize for that.
Hey, we all love this country, and, let's have different ideas, but try to move forward and be more together and realize at the end of the day, we're all Americans.
So is that such a bad message? I mean, and fuck Joy Behar, too. Fuck her. Yeah, that suit is amazing. I wouldn't wear it, but hey, what suit is that? Both of them. It matches the Kid Rock shirt. Oh yeah, they both have. They're in Nashville, baby. Oh my God, it matches the. And what an odd couple. Yeah, and we can't say that. We can't say that. Listen, fuck Joy Behar. She can suck my dick sideways. All right. That's how I feel. I don't care. Fuck her. She sucks. I don't like her. I don't know her personally, but what she says is stupid most of the time. So let's see what she has to say.
Did he say to call me a bitch?
Yes. And you come for one of us. You came for all of us, Kid Rock.
You came for all of us, Kid Rock. Why does she sound like the female Tracy, what's his name? What's Tracy Morgan? I was going to say Jordan. She sounds like the female Tracy Morgan right there. This is Sparta. Yeah. He's like, you came for all of it. Well, you all suck. So how about that? I'm all for it. Listen, I'm not saying that women shouldn't be able to talk freely. They're free to talk freely. They talk shit. They do their thing. but they suck at it. So fuck them. That's how I feel. Nothing to do with that they're women. I think that was the point. That's why I mentioned women. It has nothing to do with that they're women, by the way. I just want people to know. It's the fact that they suck. Dick sideways.
So all I can say is, this bitch and these bitches will be happy to have you on the show and have a beer.
Well, see, that's not bad.
That's right. Come on Monday, Kid Rock.
Yeah, I'm happy to have, hash it out with him, but he's going to have to do better than beer with me. Okay? If he's going to call you a bitch, the least he can do is show up here with Blue Label. If not, I don't want anything.
Yeah, a little whiskey, a little bourbon, a little champagne.
I thought Steve Doocy handled, that's a show I used to anchor, and I thought the way he handled it right in that moment to apologize and to admit that, like, this should not be said. I've been in those moments where someone called President Obama, former president, a racist on the air. And you have to react in those moments because that doesn't represent who you are.
Right.
And so it's important to point out that they handled it well.
They did.
But what is it about me that he feels the need to say that, though? Who am I?
We need to get him on and ask him
I'm just
that.
a comedian on a show. Why doesn't he go after the big
You're
shots?
a very
Why
powerful
me?
voice. You're a very powerful voice
apparently.
in this
Who
country.
knew?
But I want to say first, I don't agree with calling any woman a bitch for having a political opinion. People do it to me all the time. I
Yeah.
don't agree with that. I will say that what surprised me about Bob, which is his real name, doing this, is, and I feel like
Kid Rock's
I've
real
had-
name is Bob?
Yeah, and I know that. Bob Ritchie.
It's kind of funny.
But what I will say
about
is
Bob?
I have had many interactions with him because he performed at Buffalo Chip in South Dakota at the Sturgis biker rally, introing my parents. He's a big Republican. He actually did something with Sean Penn where he was talking about bringing the country together. So this is very off tone for where he's been, and I'm very surprised by it.
I don't think that's off tone. I think he just wanted to throw in a jab at Joy Behar, but the whole message was like, hey, we need to start coming together and start getting along and start trying to hear what each other has to say because we're going down a path that's pretty dangerous. That's pretty dangerous when you're only reflecting on one side's opinion and you're only sticking to your own side, you're only sticking to your own guns and not even willing to have these conversations outside of your purview. I think that's dangerous. And when you have people, when you have you have these leaders in these movements who refuse to debate but want to call their social science a science but refuse to debate it or defend it, I think that's a problem as well. Like we're having people, what was it? We need anti-racist discrimination. The only answer to discrimination is anti-racist discrimination. Now, present discrimination needs to be met with anti-racist discrimination, which is basically saying you got to be fucking racist back to people. I think when people are saying that and then don't want to defend their points, I think that that's kind of crazy. I think it's kind of crazy to be like, hey, you suck because of the color of your skin. I think on any side of any argument is ridiculous. So where we're going as a country and what Kid Rock is saying, I think I can agree with. Now, did he have to call Joy Behar a bitch? Probably not. You know, he didn't need to say that. It kind of took away from his message because the message was pretty good message. It's something that I talk about. It's like, I don't care what background you come from. I don't care about what you believe in. I don't care Robbie voted for George W. Bush, the fucking war criminal. I don't care. Like, it's fine. I love Robbie. I think Robbie's the shit. I think he's fucking funny. I like what he has to say. And I think that that we can be friends even though we come from completely different backgrounds and completely different belief systems. So I think that's what makes being, well, at least in America, Robbie's canceled. Yeah, okay, Robbie. You know what? You voted for the war criminal. It's over. You're done, son. You're done. But it does suck that that what he was saying is marred by just him talking shit about Joy Behar, which I don't like Joy Behar anyways. How dare you did that 20 years ago? That's another thing too. It's like if you made any mistakes in any part of your past, like voting for George W. Bush, if you make any mistakes, then you're canceled for the rest of your life. It's like, listen, young people do silly things, right? Like vote for George W. Bush. So it's okay. We forgive them. Yes, I have married an ultra liberal since then who would never have let me vote for him. Well, that's why you lie. and you just go vote for whoever you want. Once you're in the voting booth, you can just do whatever you want. Just be dishonest with your partners, everybody. If we've learned one thing today, just be dishonest with your partners until you get what you want. That's what I do. No, that's not what I do. My wife usually fills out she gives me all the people that I'm voting for. She's like, this is who you're voting for. I'm like, okay, sorry. And it turned, until this last, well, I don't want to fucking get too much into that. Again, I'm just looking at Kid Rock from a perspective of he has this freedom that he's not afraid to be able to speak, fall in line English. I do. And it's not like we have opposite beliefs or anything. Me and Raina pretty much see eye to eye on most political subjects. It's just, yeah, I wouldn't, if I believed I wanted to vote for somebody that she didn't want to vote for, she wouldn't be like, you better or I'm going to divorce you, which I think that was happening with the whole Trump thing, which I didn't vote for Trump, but which I never even crossed my mind once. But it was but so she brings this up a lot that I laughed when Trump became president, and that seriously offended her. And I was only laughing at the fucking absurdity of what the political climate has become. And that's really what that was about. And she wants to sit there as I'm laughing because Trump was this overt racist, misogynist, and I think that's funny. I don't think that's funny at all. I think that's horrible. But it is funny that we've become a country that operates like American Idol. And it's like, well, they're on TV. I like them. That to me is hilarious. Yeah, I have got more liberal friends my own age. Brandon was one of the better two options. Yeah, that's exactly right. And I fucking can't stand Joe Byron. Fucking let's go, Brandon. Here's the thing. I think that we should be holding fucking Joe Byron to the flame as much as we were holding Trump to the flame. It was only because Trump was a very outspoken and he spoke off the cuff, and he was never like any other president who just lied and smiled all the time. And he was lying blatantly and telling the truth. And it was just sort of this weird mixture of fucking shoot from the hip. There was something genuine about his fucking his fragile ego, and his fucking and how he talked shit about the deep state, how he'd talk shit about how fucking the war machine is constantly turning. Like, he was telling these crazy truths that no other president. He was talking about on the debates. He was calling out Jeb Bush, saying that fucking he's like, George W. fucking there was no weapons of mass destruction. We invaded Iraq illegally. And he's sitting there, and Jeb Bush is like stunned. He is stunned. Like, that has never been done. And that was the appeal. And then we went right back to Brandon, which again was the better of two evils. But I don't see why we're not holding that fucking turd wallet to the same fucking standards that we were trying to hold Trump to. Like, this dude fucking came and finished a sentence. He fucking immediately started war hawking. Like, he immediately started like they don't answer questions. They don't fucking, he just says shit and then walks off stage, doesn't take questions. He can't fucking sit there and hold court for any reason. He's bad at his job. And people want to sit there and applaud him because he hired some, a black lady. Not even fully black, not to take away from any of her blackness, but she's half Indian, half black. And then he's like, yay, you did that. But she's terrible too. She's awful too. Just because someone's black and Indian doesn't make them fucking perfect people. People are fucking of all colors and races and genders are dipshit and evil. It happens. Not everybody, I'm just saying that the ability to be evil is in every race and gender. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. I was at a fucking hockey game when it happened. Caps got shut down and Trump won the election. I was banking on one of those going right. Oh, it was a sad night. I think they are holding Biden to the flame. Everyone seems to blame him for the gas. Well, now they are, but I mean, like, there's still people holding on. Like my uncle, who I love to death, hardcore Democrat. He's a gun dealer, and he worked at the Ford plant for 30 years. And he got laid off during the recession because he was a supervisor, and he refused to lay off any of his employees. So he said, you can just lay me off because I'm not going to lay anybody else off. I'm not doing it. So just lay me off. So he retired early. He took the L for his crew because he wasn't going to do that. He wasn't going to be the face for those cowards to fire these people with families and stuff. And you know, he's just always stuck around. I can't believe how much he's stuck. And he sells guns, and he's just such a hardcore Democrat. But like, he looks like he would be a fucking hardcore Republican at this point. And I was trying to talk to him, and he thinks I'm Republican, and I'm just like, you don't understand. I don't associate with any of these fucking people. Like, both of them are evil. I fucking can't stand either side of this shit. I am so disenfranchised with this whole system right now that I don't fucking like either one of them. So they can all go to hell. And yeah, Robbie brought it up earlier. He's like, you got two choices. If you have two choices, is that really a choice? Is that really an option? Do you really have fucking turd sandwich or a douche or turd sandwich? You pick one. Which one do you want? It's not. That's not really a choice. I think they're holding by, and now you see these people starting to kind of make jokes. I mean, for the longest time, people are holding water for this fucking doddering old tool bag, and now you have Jimmy Fallon making jokes finally. People are actually fucking talking shit about him because people are seeing the repercussions of this administration's choices. I understand it's not all Joe Byron's fault. It's not like Joe Byron was like, well, we're going to raise gas prices. Come on, man. You know, it wasn't like that. I know that there's other things, but he was the guy who's making all these promises, all these bullshit promises from his basement, hiding away, saying, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Like, this dude is racist. This dude, he's a real straight racist. No one seemed to care, as long as it wasn't Trump. Listen, I didn't mean to make this into a politically charged rant, but this shit fucking bothers me. To be fair, not being able to finish a sentence is better than light will cure. I guess it is, but Trump was terrible with the whole COVID situation. He handled it very poorly, just real dumb. All Trump had to do was say everyone wear a mask so we can get through this, and he would have won the election. What an idiot. You're absolutely right, Robbie. You're absolutely right. All Trump had to do is like, wear your fucking mask, even though it's already shown. The CDC even shows that the mask did very little, especially the masks that aren't the N95s. And most people are not wearing N95s. They are not. They're wearing these fucking little thin pieces of cloth. I'm not saying don't wear masks, friends. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the CDC even says that they did very little. They did very, very little, unless you had a real mask. So he is fucking dipshit. He lost his own campaign. You're absolutely right. He makes N95 Make America Great Again mask, and boom, right. If he would have just did that, he would have won. I mean, what kind of world will we be in right now? Who knows? But I tell you what, Joe Biden is not doing this country a service when we have to fucking... Gas is ridiculous. Our groceries are ridiculous. No one can afford to live anywhere. All of our fucking rent's over. We're getting taxed on rent. We're getting taxed on... No one can own property. It's like this country has taken such a D, son. So, you know, I applaud Kid Rock for talking his mind, speaking his truth, and not fucking being afraid to say it. Because why? Why should we be afraid to say what we feel? He's not saying anything overtly, horribly racist. I mean, saying Joey Behar is a bitch is, I guess that's sort of misogynist, but he's not afraid to say how he feels. And I get so fucking pissy with artists who fucking cower in the darkness. And it's like, fucking just be yourself. Be an artist. Express yourself. That's our jobs, is to express ourselves. And I understand when people don't want to get involved in politics as well. So out of that whole situation comes Kid Rock leaves open possibility of running for office. Oh, goody. Musician Kid Rock suggested he would seriously consider running for political office in the future in an interview with Life of a Rock Star in the latest episode of Tucker Carlson Originals on Fox Nation. One day, if I was bored sitting around, really thought I could serve my country and help them out, stir things up a little bit, and do what's right, I'd have to take a hard look at it. So he's just saying maybe, that he would maybe do that. He clarified, though, that he has no immediate plans to run against Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. No, I like my day job, he says. Yeah. Anybody who wants to be in these positions of power have to be fucking assholes, honestly. I mean, there's nobody who's in these huge positions of power who aren't some kind of asshole. Bernie Sanders, I'd say, is probably one of the rare ones that was like, who stuck to his guns for all these years. In any case, so he might run for president, guys, and you probably win, because that's the kind of nation we live in. We saw him on the TV. Wait, I seen him on the TV. Okay, so let's get rid of Kid Rock. We're done with Kid Rock for now. Enough of Kid Rock. So let's jump back over here. Since it's Kanye's birthday, let's get through some of these Kanye. Let's get through some of these Kanye stories. By the way, Mariah Carey. Well, actually, let's hit this Mariah Carey story, because what time is it? Okay, it's 4:20. Maybe we'll end on Mariah. Oh, gosh, but it's Kanye's birthday.